All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. Mitchell Lee, Brandon 2, Tommy Grant, plus play action, whatever the fuck we call ourselves, Jersey Nerds Productions, all that. It's Jurassic Park time, okay? You know what we're here to do. We're going to talk about Jurassic Park, and we're going to talk about the Lost World Jurassic Park. And we got into serious stuff with Spielberg last go round. But this is the stuff that Spielberg is more known for, the adventure stuff, the bring your whole family to the movie theater type of entertainment. Brandon, Tommy, I'm excited to talk about these movies with you, even though I'm a little bit scared.
I have to start off with just saying Spielberg in the 90s was just out of his mind.
Oh yeah, he was cooking.
Going from the Holocaust to dinosaurs to more dinosaurs to fucking World War II D-Day. Like where
To
is
Peter
like,
Pan.
like that, I don't even know what other movies he made.
Where does the spectrum stop? Yeah, it's like where does it?
Like, there's no pattern. There's no like, hey, this is his niche. It's just all over the place.
Yeah, it is. It's dinosaurs, Nazis. Dinosaurs, Nazis.
That's so true.
I guess, but
Because Indiana Jones, he's all about like the Nazi
There you go.
storylines.
There's a perfect pattern, Tommy. What are you talking about?
I gotta be honest. I kind of want to read the books or like read the source material for Jurassic Park.
See, for some reason, I thought you had.
I haven't, and part
You're
of
like,
me
yeah, I've read
wants
all
to.
87 Dune books, so I just maybe just figured that you had read one of these.
Part of me wants to read the source material because I'm like, man, what is like Spielberg doing with like the Lost World? Is that like a made up sequel? Like they just went, it did like more stuff. I'm jumping ahead, but it's not as good as last week, but I still think these, at least with the first Jurassic Park, I still think it's a fun time, and I still think it's a incredibly well made movie for the material I guess he was given and slash the technology he was given in order to make the movie. We'll get into it, but I thoroughly enjoyed at least half of this review. Is what I'm gonna say, Mitchell. That's where I'm gonna draw my line this thing right now.
I think Spielberg movies really slap for summertime, so I'm glad that
They
we're
do.
watching these now. Because just overall, I mean, you've got.
I mean, let's be real. Jurassic World Rebirth is gonna slap.
These are all
Tommy.
good summer movies.
Is it?
Even if it's not good, it's gonna slap. It's a good summer movie. It's gonna. I mean, whatever.
It's sandwiched in between 28 years later.
God,
F1,
that movie is going
and
to.
then Superman and Fantastic Four.
I
So
mean,
if it's
maybe-
not good, it will be forgotten.
Maybe we need to be let off the gas pedal a little bit because 28 years later, the F1's gonna be like straight gas, like
Straight up heat.
to the floor. Yeah.
I can't wait for either of those, but we'll talk about those in 2096 or something like that. Let's go ahead and get into the first the movie that started it all, Jurassic Park. This one, of course, as everything is going to be for the most part from now until spooky season, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Love that.
$63 million budget.
63?
$63 million budget. Now this made.
Where did that go? No, I'm sorry.
You're not too young to die. It made Okay, so overall it's made 1.1 billion, but in its original release, it made 978. It got a 3D. It crossed the billion mark because it got a 3D re-release for its 20-year anniversary in 2013. I don't know if either of you guys went to see the 3D re-release.
Classic James Cameron move to re-release the movie to go
absolutely.
over the billion mark.
And in 3D. I did not see it in that format.
I did not.
I have not seen this movie in theaters, so I'd love to at some point. I'm sure I will. But
the 30th year anniversary, you'll see it. So.
Well, the 30th year anniversary. I guess the 30th year anniversary is in the past, dude. That was 2 years ago.
40th.
Today, actually, the day we are recording this, June 11th. Today is the 32nd anniversary. It came out June 11th, 1993, starring Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough, Samuel Jackson, strangely, is in this. Wayne Knight, who, as far as I'm concerned, is just Al from Al's Toy Barn. I didn't even
Yeah.
need to look it up. I knew that was Al
What?
from Al's Toy Barn. 'Cause
Al
he's
from Al
basically
Toy
playing
Barn.
Al from Al's Toy Barn in Jurassic Park.
The best part
No,
is
no.
the
He's
best
playing
part.
Newman.
Well, I
Al
mean,
from Al's Toy Barn is Newman in the Toy Story world.
that's a fair point. That's a really good point.
Newman
I don't
came
watch
first.
TV
New-
shows, dude.
Newman
New-
came first.
That's a very good point.
I'm sure that's true, but
I
in my
think
opinion, Toy Story 2 came first. You
it's
can
a
call me a
very
dumbass,
narrow-
and I will gratefully accept that.
You
But
are-
that's Al from Al's Toy Barn. I'm like, oh shit,
It's-
that's Al from Al's Toy Barn.
It's a very
Take a shot every time I say
narrow,
Al from Al's Toy Barn, by the way. You'll be dead.
He's threading the needle, is what I was gonna say, Tommy. With
Don't
the
actually
Newman,
take a shot, Tommy.
Yeah, the Newman to Al character, he's threading the needle there. It's very similar characters. The randomest cameo in this movie is Samuel L. Jackson. If we're being completely honest,
Well, it's not really a
He
cameo.
was so out of place.
It's not even a
What
cameo.
was
Yeah,
the
I don't even know
purpose
what it
of his
is.
Character.
He's had
Oh.
some weird because he's also
Okay,
in.
but he also
he's
doesn't
in
cuss.
Goodfellas for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken.
But that
And
makes
he's in
but
Coming to
whatever.
America for a little bit.
But whatever, like
Was
Coming
he?
to America is like okay.
Yeah,
Like-
he's the guy that robs the McDowells.
Wait, what is he in Goodfellas?
Oh
Because
forgot.
I feel
Okay,
like he
yeah,
fits.
you're
I
right.
feel like he fits in the Goodfellas like.
He's
mold?
got like a nothing role in that.
A nothing
he
role?
is in that movie, right? I'm 99% sure. that
You
he
might
was-
be right. I can't remember if he is or not. But when I saw him in this movie, like I'd watched this right
Yeah.
before the new Jurassic World movie. I had rewatched all the Jurassic Parks, so I've seen these
Same.
like relatively new, and I completely forgot he was in the first. Like I forgot he was in this movie. Like his character is so out of place. Like Tommy says, like it is the wildest like casting I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's the
Like, what is
calmest
his
Samuel L. Jackson role
Yes,
of all
and I
time.
don't-
Don't
That's
give
why
him-
it feels out of
There
place.
should have been some sort of cursing with the
There
dinosaurs.
should have been
Yeah.
when the code
He didn't
started to
call
not
T
work.
Rex a motherfucker or anything like that. Yeah.
When the code started to not work in
Huge-
Newman, we're just
Huge
gonna call him.
missed
We're just gonna call him
opportunity by
Newman.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, missed
Al from Al's
opportunity
Toy Barn.
for him not to be like this mother changing the code, mf'er. Like that would have just been amazing work by Spielberg, but he didn't do it.
We will write Steven Spielberg a letter and complaint that he didn't include that.
Can we start with this, Mitchell? Best performance in the movie? Can we start
By
there?
Who?
I want
Uh,
to say Goldblum,
Do you know
but
who yes, come on, obviously, 100%, million%. But let's be honest, the best performance in this movie is John Williams.
well, I mean,
John
that's a,
Williams.
that's a
John
separate
Williams always
category.
gives the best performance.
That's a
John
separate
John
category.
Williams.
No
John
matter
Williams
what that
went
man
off in
touches, He
this.
just produces gold.
This is a iconic score that no other Jurassic movie has really been able to separate itself from. They just kind of reuse a bunch of stuff, and that can get kind of tired. But
Yeah.
when
I
you
mean,
watch
to
it
be
in
fair-
this movie, because no other movie is able to. I'm gonna go ahead and put my cards on the table. I love this movie. I think
Yeah.
it is absolutely incredible, and I know that shouldn't be some like wild opinion, but I have a feeling I'm going to be fighting a battle of one.
On this
here
podcast,
when-
it
I don't
might
know why
be-
I'm talking like Jeff Goldblum here, who, by the way, greatest movie laugh of all time, hands down, no question.
I'll have to do some more research into that, but
I mean,
what the fuck are you doing, man?
only thing I can think of is like Jim
Who laughs
Carrey.
like that?
Jim Carrey's pretty good at
Jeff
pretty
Goldblum.
good, but Goldblum steals the show. Like, I don't even know if I like his character, but that character is just awesome.
No,
like, I don't
Dr.
even know
Ian
if I
Malcolm
like
is
the thing.
fantastic in
Yeah.
the first one.
yes.
That's
We'll
fair
talk
point.
about this.
Great
We'll,
point.
we'll,
We'll get to
we'll
that
table
later.
that
My
discussion. But in this movie, he is fantastic. He is used in perfect ways. I also really liked Richard Attenborough as John Hammond. I love
Yeah.
that character in this movie as someone that is just so like he's kind of he plays
So
the rich
stupid.
guy
No.
character in a way that we usually when we see the rich character in again in the second movie we get the rich guy and he plays it the way you see it played in all these movies. But this guy you genuinely understand like what he's trying to do,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
someone who's
not
passionate.
this.
sure.
Yes,
But his passion goes to the point where he kills people. So what are we
but
talking
he's
about?
not ridiculously stupid. Like we get further along with
Yeah,
these
yeah,
movies,
yeah, yeah.
IQs drop significantly to
No,
where they
that's a fair
are in
point.
this movie. I liked that character. The thing that this movie pulls off better than maybe any other movie that's ever been made, if I'm being 100% honest,
Wow.
is the wonder.
Mm.
That is that's the word about this movie. The wonder and just the bewilderment on the characters. The score's able to sell
Yeah.
it so well,
Well,
and the
okay.
fact that the dinosaurs don't look like, you know, The Rock in Mummy 2. The
Fair
fact that
point.
they used animatronics makes it age so much better
Well, they
than it
definitely
would have if they tried to use 93 CGI.
No, it looks good. It looks good for the time period he's in. I don't think it aged as well as it could have.
Stop
But
it.
but I think animatronics and I think what they were given, I think they did a really good job of like at least making it look like it was somewhat real. And I like the wonder part of it. The one thing I would say is the best moment in the movie is the very beginning when they finally see the dinosaurs and Hammond's character is like, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," and then the score just starts playing over the top, and you just are like holy shit, like he did it. Like even Jeff Goldblum's character is like, that son of a bitch, he did it. Like that's the best part of the entire movie is that moment right there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just think that's the best moment in the entire movie. And I'm not gonna say it goes downhill from there, but that's when it like peaks because it's when you first hear John Williams' score, when things start to get real. You're like, this is like it. He fucking did the thing is what you're basically thinking to yourself, which is sick. If you're like a kid, most people are fascinated with dinosaurs, so you're already like, this is sick. Like if you're watching this movie, you're like, this is sick. Like dinosaurs are awesome, is what you're thinking. I mean,
Dinosaurs are
like
sick,
honestly,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
We're popping
Dinosaurs are
wheelies at
sick,
Jurassic
dude.
Park.
I mean, that's what they should have made Jurassic Park in San Diego.
A skateboarding
They should
movie?
have made an escape park. I mean,
Stop.
what are we doing? I mean,
Stop.
There's just a moment in that scene that kind of, it's one of those things that like staple pieces itself in cinematic history, where it's you
yes,
have that overhead shot where it pans out, you see the whole island, you have the score
all
playing.
the
It's
different
very similar to like
dinosaurs.
Harry Potter, where you have the castle, the song. It's one of those things that's like no matter
John
how hard you try,
fucking Williams.
It's John Williams, right? I
it's
mean,
one of
that's
those
what
things.
it
It's like
is.
no matter how hard you try, you will never top that initial scene. That initial
God, that's a great point, though. No, I mean that is
And
a good
they've
point. Like you
tried
won't top
so
it.
hard.
I mean, they've tried with every single Jurassic Park movie since that point. Like they've tried to capture that, and you can't because that feeling of wonder and just amazement can't be captured in basically any other piece of cinema. Because I feel like if you watch that for the first time, you're like, holy crap, there's dinosaurs on the screen, and they're massive and they're huge and it's real. Like that's what you think. So I mean, I don't know. I love that moment in the movie, and I'm not gonna say it's the peak. I'm not gonna say that's when the movie falls off. But I mean, Tommy's right. You can't capture that moment any better than what they do at that point in the movie.
I'm not gonna say that the movie peaked there. If you want to say that that's like the
I'm
signature
not
moment
saying
of the
it
movie,
peaked, but I think it's
I
just
can't
that scene that really
disagree.
sets the tone.
I think that's
No,
the
I get you.
I think that's the moment that everyone remembers from this movie, right? And that's
Yeah,
the line
yeah.
everyone remembers because it's in the trailer too.
Well,
It's like,
there's
welcome.
a
Right.
lot of memorable lines from this
There
movie.
is.
I mean, from Dr. Ian Malcolm has so many from the your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think about whether they should. Life will find a way.
Have you heard
there's
about
some
chaos there?
hold
Yeah.
hold hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
So many great lines from this.
You know what
thing.
he sounds like? You know what he sounds like? He sounds like Waluigi is what he sounds like. I mean, I don't want to like,
Yes.
Yeah,
very
Waluigi as
Waluigi.
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. But I love the scenes with one of the things that I think that this movie gets gets done right in a way that I'm hoping the new one does
Mm.
is not just the sense of wonder, but also the sense of genuine dread and fear.
You mean these
Because
dinosaurs could kill us?
there is a scene in this movie that scared the shit out of me when I was 6 years old, and I watched it the other day. I'm 31 now. What the fuck, that feels weird to say, but I'm 31 now. The
And you
scene
still
with the
love dinosaurs?
raptor,
No.
the scene with the raptor, or whatever the hell that thing is, with the stuff that
Oh
he
yes.
spits.
They're not raptors. They're the venom.
Yeah, and then it just kind of like the yellow, like it just kind of starts screaming at you. That dinosaur is terrifying.
No, it
Scares me
is.
so much more than the T-Rex ever could.
And he's done
And
for. Like as soon as he gets the eyes, it's over.
it's
Like
a wrap. It's
a wrap.
done. That thing scares the living shit out of me every single time, and I know it's coming. I do not get scared in 99% of horror movies, but Jurassic Park of all fucking things gets me with that damn dinosaur. And the T-Rex too. I mean, not to the same degree, but
My
it's horrifying.
my favorite moment of like that whole like sequence is when he throws the stick and he's like, "Oh, I guess that's why you're fucking extinct, you
No.
stupid animal." And I'm like, "Yeah, he's about to
You're
die."
done. I'm sorry. Your name is Nedry, and you're in a movie like this. You ain't making it very long.
Oh man! So
Maybe if you had an actual name, you'd survive. But
that was the one part of the movie that I wish they would have expanded on just a little bit. Like,
you wanted more Nedry?
No, just like why he's so like like we know why he's pissed off, but I just want to see like him getting like stiffed or him getting disrespected or him getting hammed and getting too cheap on him, as he says. Like I know it's hinted at, but it's like just give me like a little bit, because in your head you're just thinking Nedry's character is like the dumbest person ever. Like why does he want to steal these embryos? And we all know it's for money, but it's like what are we exactly doing here if we're stealing these this dinosaur DNA? Like I don't know. I just kind of wanted just like a scene of him getting cheap on him or something. Like just him getting, I guess, disrespected. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I didn't need that.
Okay, fair. But okay, so then why have the storyline at all? Like why have the storyline?
For plot armor, I guess.
You gotta have a reason to have like the fences down. I mean,
No,
I guess
yeah,
you
it does
could do
make a
something
reason.
about like you could have like the storm or something, or
Yeah, that's
whatever
what
the
I was
case may
saying,
be.
like-
So I get that, but at the same time, you needed someone. You needed another person to be meat for the grinder,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
and
And
I was
let's
happy
be-
with that.
Let's be 100% real. If a guy is making Jurassic Park on a abandoned island in Costa Rica that he bought from the Costa Rican government, I mean, investors. What type of investors are investing in this? And then when all of this stuff like goes wrong, they're like, we're gonna need like more safety checks. We need at least 2 experts to sign off on this. I'm like, I need 50 experts to sign off on this. Like, what are we
Well,
doing?
you got to
Like,
get
this is
2
the-
before you can get 50.
well, this is the most unsafe park I've ever like heard of in my entire life. We're gonna put fucking dinosaurs in a theme park, and we think people are gonna be okay. It's like a petting zoo. Like, nah, that's because like even the zoos where you get like giraffes in the wild and like African zoo, like those are significantly more safe than putting dinosaurs in a freaking place. Like, what did they expect? Like, I mean, I guess they didn't expect him to mate, which, again, Goldblum's character goes into the whole like evolution's gonna find a way to like make kids, but like at the end of the day, like
Evolution's gonna find a way to make kids.
I mean, that's basically what he said, which is
So,
hilarious. But
Speaking of kids, this goes into one of my biggest gripes of this franchise.
oh, you hate the kids? Go ahead.
No, it's not that I hate the kids. Like obviously they're kid
You
actors.
hate
They're-
the kids.
there's only so much quality you can get at kid actors that age. But it's the whole premise of the plot of the first movie is the fact that they're bringing safety inspectors in and stuff to basically make sure
And
that
he has his
this
grandkids there.
place is legit This place will be safe for people. But hey, before we do that, we're gonna have two random kids that nobody knows
Thank you.
along for the ride, just saying, "Hey, fuck it," and it's just like, why? Why would you have kids on this fucking island?
Because
And
kids
why
like
would you let them
dinosaurs,
go
Tommy.
out? Why would you let them go
Because
out?
his grandchildren love dinosaurs. Like
Yeah,
that's
his
100%
grandson was all into the dinosaurs. He knew everything.
Keep them in the
unbelievable.
fucking museum section and say, "Hey, walk around and just look at stuff."
Yeah,
Don't send
please
them
don't
out
go
into the
out.
field
Please
where
don't
the
go.
fucking dinosaurs are.
Hey, there's a bronchiosaurus. Just don't show up. You know what I mean?
I actually thought that the what's her name?
Oh, I think she. I think they
Lex.
both do a decent job.
Like,
I'm
I
not
think
worried
that they're
about the
both good.
acting.
I think she's really good.
I'm with Tom. I'm with Tommy. I think the premise of having his grandchildren on the island is absolutely insane. It
And
is
because,
dumb.
and the
It
other thing
is
is, they're,
absolutely
they're
dumb.
the characters that you want to scream at the entire movie
Yeah.
to, especially with the one scene where it's at night, the T Rex is there,
They're flashing the flashlight.
they're
Oh
flashing
my
the
god, I
flashlights.
can't
I'm
do
like,
it. Oh.
you guys would have been fine. This thing would have just moved along, but you guys had to fuck up, and now you have to have the two main characters get out of their truck, pop the flares to distract the T Rex, just to save your asses.
Yeah, I don't know how this park passes inspection ever, and clearly it didn't. So here we are. But I just what an insane concept. Like, yeah, we're going to make sure this is safe, but my grandchildren can come along. It's okay. Whatever. Oh, send them out there. Like it's fine. We've done all the safety inspections. Which, by the way, you could tell the entire movie. Hamden's like, we're gonna cut corners here. We're gonna cut corners there. We're gonna make this a little bit faster. I'm like, there's no way this place is safe. But okay, sure, go ahead. And I think that's what makes the movie like you a good point that you brought up, Mitchell, is like you feel like
Thank
you're
you.
in danger. You feel like there's real stakes. Like you could die because of the dinosaurs. And I think that's part of the plot is like they cut corners so much and it is an unsafe place. And yet they're like, screw it, just put some teenagers in there, we'll be good. I just like a 9-year-old, I guess is what the boy was, but just unbelievable work
Does
by
that not
them.
sound like something that would happen? Where it's like, oh yeah, let's just do
Dumb
this to
people.
get the
How many
just to
people
get
were
the park
investing?
out.
I really want to know how many people were investing. Like we talking like 5 people, 10, 20? They said there was a board. Like how many investors did he get into this park? Because again, he's making dinosaurs, so I feel like the money involved is very expansive. So I just want to know like how like ballpark how many investors he had in on this. Because if I'm an investor in on this park, I'm like, it sounds awesome. It sounds cool. I don't know if that's something I would be investing my
It
money in.
sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something I'd be investing my money into personally. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, Mitchell, what do you? I feel like Tommy and I are like, yeah, we like the movie, but like this, and that's not to say I don't like the movie, but like, why do you like love it?
I think the
Because
movie's really well paced for one thing. I think
yeah,
that it's a 2 hour movie that flies by.
it
This
does. It
is this
does.
is one of the quicker 2 hour movies that I've seen in recent memory.
Could have gone
Um,
240. Wouldn't have noticed. You know.
I don't want 240. I think that this was exactly where it needed to be. But that I think it does a good job of balancing the fear and the wonder. I like the characters in this thing quite a bit. I really liked following Sam Neill.
Mm,
I think that Jeff Goldblum is just outstanding in this thing, and I think it moves. I have a great time watching this movie. This
mm,
is one of those movies that I feel like I'm able to kind of put some petty stuff aside and just enjoy watching it. And sometimes, Steven Spielberg's a great directors are able to kind of make you do that a little bit. Brandon, you know how you watch Tenet and
sure,
you're like,
but smart
I
people know.
don't understand it, just feel it, you know? The
Well,
great directors are able to make you feel their movies. And
that's
I think that Steven
twisters. That's twisters. If you can feel it, Jason. It's
exactly,
obviously.
yeah.
Yes.
Um And I think that the great directors are just able to make you feel what they want to do with their movie, even if you have some complaints with character here, character there, or maybe this
The
plot
plot,
element.
yeah.
Yeah, like I just think that Spielberg was firing on all cylinders with this thing. The shot with the DNA on the raptor, I
I
think, is
mean,
just one of the greatest shots of the 90s as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
The shot with the welcome to Jurassic, or where the sign falling
the
down,
the
uh
gate, yeah, yeah, yeah.
the sign falling down while the
Oh,
T-Rex is
mhm.
is roaring. That's just
It's his part
fantastic
crumbling
stuff.
apart. Yeah, it's his part falling apart.
Yeah, I think that the directorial job by Spielberg here
Well,
was
I
on
think
such a level that I'm able to forgive some things because of just how on one he was.
that's totally fair. I think his direction and the shots they decide to use and the cinematography and the editing, I think all of it is on point. And I don't know how much Spielberg has a hand in like the editing process. I'm assuming he's like pretty involved in the editing process when he gets involved.
By the way, what's
Um,
crazy to me is that this movie only won 3 Oscars.
yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Um, it won for best effects, for best visual effects, best sound, and best sound editing.
It didn't win
It did not
score.
win. It didn't. It wasn't even nominated
What?
for score.
What fucking won?
But I think I know why it wasn't nominated, and it's one of my complaints with the Oscars, if we're being 100% honest. Because if you remember from just last week, Steven Spielberg was already very heavily involved with the Oscars for this year because Schindler's List
Oh, they
was
were like
nominated for
Schindler's
Best Picture
List was gonna
and
win Best
Best Director,
Picture.
and it also won Best Score for John Williams in a Spielberg movie. So they didn't nominate a lot of Spielberg stuff because there was already Spielberg things getting nominated, and
Okay,
John Williams
so
didn't need a nomination for something else when he was already going to win for
sure,
Schindler's List.
he's
And
also the goat. So just
I
give him
think
the
that he
awards.
should have gotten that nomination because he did one of the best 5 scores from that year. Just
Yeah.
nominate the best ones.
Now, is this controversial? I think this score is better than Schindler's List. If we're purely talking the
They're just
score,
they're two very different.
I think the
They're
theme song
wildly different.
is the
Yeah,
best thing he's ever done,
because the
or
Schindler's
one
List
of the
score
best things he's
is
ever done.
incredible in the fact that it makes you feel the emotions, whereas this is
Sure,
just it's kind of
it's just him cooking.
fantasy
He just
adventure. It's just you're gonna have fun when you hear it.
like every time, like that is an iconic theme. Like like that is iconic.
Hmm.
And do you feel the same way about Schindler's List? Like you're not like, oh,
Yeah, no,
I remember that
It,
music from
no,
that. Like,
I do, but I think that Jurassic Park would have been the one that I would have gone with. However,
yeah.
the fact that the Schindler's List score was so good and
Oh, I
was
mean, it
in
was.
that movie that was going to
It's
win
because
Best Picture, it was going to win regardless. But
right.
give Jurassic Park a nomination. Come
No, I'm
on,
with you. He's the goat. Like, as much as we can talk about Spielberg, we can talk about how awesome
that's
the
what we're doing
movie
right
is.
now.
How no, how great it looks. And I know we're doing Spielberg's movies, but I'm so glad that John Williams is the one who does his scores for the most part, or they're heavily involved and work with each other. Because John Williams, like let's put it on the table. Like let's just throw it out there. Like he is the goat. Like there is no one better than him at this stuff. And yeah, I mean he makes the movies because of the audio. Like yes, all the visuals look awesome and stuff, but the music is what like sets the tone, and I just think he captures it so well. Like he's the best. I mean, point blank. I don't really think there's an argument for anyone else being better than him, if we're
I
being
mean,
quite
he's
honest
got
with
some of
ourselves.
the most iconic scores of all time. You get
Yeah.
Jaws, you've got the Star Wars scores,
Yep.
you've got the Superman theme, Indiana Jones,
Harry
E.T.,
Harry Potter, right?
Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List.
If he had done Blade Runner, I wouldn't have like been shocked. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, these are just all-time great level scores.
Yeah.
John Williams, just as much as I may have some more personal connection with the Hans Zimmers of the world because I grew up with John Williams as well. But Hans Zimmer was kind of like when I
Oh,
was coming
sure.
into loving movies, those were the type of movies that I
think
really got
Hans
into.
Zimmer is second, but we're talking about
All
the
time.
guy.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about Hans Zimmer.
John Williams, and it's also been since the 70s. So, I'll go ahead and let's start off with the positive. I'm going to give my grade first.
Yeah, please do.
I'm at an A plus 47.33%.
Wow.
So
That's a
I do.
five-star for you?
It is. I have this above Saving Private Ryan. I have it just barely above where I had Inglorious Bastards when we reviewed that, and below The Godfather 2 when we reviewed that. So it's pretty high up there as far as our PPA reviews. If you want to track my ranking of our PPA reviews, you can do so over on my Letterboxd. You can follow me at Mitchell Lee 10, or I guess just Mitchell Lee. And I know these guys have Letterboxd as well. If you want to plug that shit.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Tommy, because I think I'm going to thread the needle and be in the middle. So
Okay.
go ahead.
Ooh,
with
good
yours.
call.
Yeah.
So I give it a 4-star review, but I'm like on the cusp of 4.5 stars. So it's an A minus like 30%.
Okay.
It's like just above that cusp. I know Mitchell's crying right now, but it's gonna be
A
okay.
minus.
He did this movie better than he did Inception. I will say that at least.
By
the way, the bachelor party is just going to be all of us are going to do things, and then you're going to be locked in a room until you learn to appreciate Inception as you should, and it's going to play on repeat until you do.
Well, you're gonna be waiting a long fucking time, buddy.
Well, then you're never leaving that fucking room.
And then Tenet is right behind it.
Yeah. No, you need to give up on that. That's not happening with him.
New crossover. If they can go into the T-Rex's dreams, how crazy!
Oh my god, that would be sick. I've been asking for a Fast and Furious. I've been asking for a Fast and Furious Jurassic Park crossover for years.
Why?
But
that's the next sequel, The Lost Dream, Inception 2.
Brandon, give your fucking grade so we could talk about something else.
Like I said, I was gonna thread the needle here. I'm giving this a 4.5 stars, A plus, but I'm gonna give it 20.2%.
That's a fucking 5-star grade, man. What the hell?
No, my 5 stars
territory.
My 5 stars.
Yeah, what?
No. My 5 stars are 55 or like
55,
60 and above.
55.
It's like, yeah.
You guys
like
make no sense with your grading.
Hey, don't lump me in with this hooligan. Don't do that shit.
My 5 stars are reserved for the best of the best movies. And the Hall of Fame is reserved for the.
I was gonna say, just say that the fucking Hall of Fame is 5-star and everything else is less.
But I will say that this movie will land in between Pride and Prejudice and Baby Driver for me. So
we haven't reviewed either of those movies.
No, but I'm just saying on my list I have Prejudice.
Okay, well I guess if we're doing that, then it's between Parasite and Rush for me.
Great movies. Parasite,
fantastic
awesome
movies.
movie. Rush, I should watch. I've been
telling you to watch Rush for fucking nearly a decade now.
Well,
how have you not watched it yet?
I don't know.
All right. Well, before we move on to the awful sequel that is The Lost World.
Hey, you don't know my thoughts, bitch.
I do. I saw your Letterboxd grade.
I could be lying.
It's all set up.
So I got one trivia question because we were mentioning this earlier revolving the book and the adaptation. So obviously Steven Spielberg had to purchase the rights for the book in order to make the movie. There's one other famous director that was interested and put in an offer hours after Steven Spielberg had already put in his bid.
Hours.
Rights. According to this, hours after. Who was that director?
Spike Lee. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Let's go with.
I mean,
I'll give you a hint. He did some 80s sci-fi.
80s sci-fi.
Sure.
Ridley Scott?
Nope.
George Lucas?
Nope.
I was gonna say Ridley
David
Scott because of
Cronenberg.
I think he did. Scratch that last one, but yeah, keep guessing.
David
Yeah, or-
Cronenberg.
Nope.
Michael Mann.
the guy who did the Aliens movies. Like,
James Cameron.
There you go.
Ah.
And he said his would have been much more violent.
see, now I kind of want to see James Cameron and him do
Yeah.
a crossover. Like, I want to see them
I
both
think we should-
direct.
I
Yeah,
think we should
James,
give it a
James
shot.
Cameron is another one of the goated ones. He doesn't make too many movies, but
I feel like he was denied Jurassic Park, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm doing Aliens."
by
he
the
was-
way, for those of you who are not in the know, after we're done with the horror and after we're done with Spielberg, Cameron's going to be the next one up.
Well, that
So,
just makes sense. I mean, that we're going
Yeah.
from director
Yeah.
to director. Yeah. it's
So
just-
and Cameron's got a much less
It is
diverse
tough.
filmography, but
it's tough that we did Tarantino without Tommy, for being honest.
yeah, I kind of Tarantino and
We-
Coppola
we can
without
always
him.
circle back. We can
I'm
always
still,
circle
I'm
back.
still slowly playing catch up, but
Yeah, that's fair.
All
We can
right,
always circle
well-
back because Tarantino's that good. So,
We talked about we just mentioned James Cameron,
yep.
and we're about to talk about the Lost World Jurassic Park,
Can we
which came out
nuke this movie off the
and-
face of the earth?
1997. Okay, so this movie came out in 97. Titanic, of course, was the highest grossing movie of 1997. The Lost World was the third highest grossing movie.
Third
By the way,
highest? Oh my
by the way,
God.
Jurassic Park was the highest grossing movie of 1993
Well, I
by
imagine.
far. So, two-part question. What was the number 2 highest grossing movie of 93 behind Jurassic Park? And what was the number 2 highest grossing movie of 1997 ahead of Jurassic Park 2?
Head of the Lost World. Well, it wasn't Life is Beautiful because as much as people like
Nope.
Holocaust movies, that was not it.
Nope.
Tomorrow Never Dies?
Nope.
so for '93, it wasn't Schindler's List, was it?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we asking 97 or 93, sorry.
Yep.
Oh, easily
97?
Hocus Pocus.
No.
Ah,
Doofus.
I
No.
hope it wasn't Batman and Robin.
No. Hell no.
I'm looking
I
at
don't know. This is kind of
These
tough.
are both movies people like.
It's kind of tough.
The Fugitive.
No.
Yeah. Like
Not a bad guess. but no.
Rainmaker? The Rainmaker?
No. All right, so I'll give you the 1993 one because that one might be a little bit more difficult. That was Miss Doubtfire.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that one
okay.
was the second highest grossing North American release of
Air Force
1993.
One?
No, but not a bad guess. That was number 5
Okay.
of 1997.
I feel like we're in the.
I'll give you a hint. Who absolutely owned the 4th of July in the late 90s?
Will Smith, Independence Day.
Wrong.
Well, I'm saying like that. That was the movie for 4th of July. So it was a
No.
Will Smith movie.
Yes.
It's a Will Smith movie, 1997.
Really?
Oh. Men in Black.
Thank you. Yes.
That's all the other
Men in Black 2. No,
Will Smith movie I can think of from the '90s.
No, yeah. Men in
Interesting.
Black. Men in Black made more domestically
made
than
more.
Lost World 2.
But
or
it
Lost
wasn't.
World
That was
Jurassic
an
Park, which
original.
is
It wasn't a
shocking to me.
sequel.
It wasn't a sequel. Will Smith was just that hot in 1997, and this was a movie that everyone liked. And Independence Day had come out the year before.
Interesting.
So-
That was a good year for Jeff Goldblum.
God, Jeff Goldblum was cooking, man.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum really enjoyed the mid 90s there. But yeah, Men in Black number 2, Lost World Jurassic Park number 3, and then Liar Liar was number 4. One of
Air Force One.
a good Jim Carrey movie. Then Air Force One, As Good as It Gets, and Good Will Hunting, rounding out the top
Now-
7.
This is just me spitballing here. Good Will Hunting had success after the Oscars. like peak, right? Where people were like, "Oh, you got to see this movie."
Good Will
Like
Hunting had a
it
little bit
was
of
more like
both.
word of mouth. Like it was like, "Oh, we got to see this movie."
It was definitely a word of mouth type thing, but it did really well before the Oscars, as people were like, hey, this thing is really good, you should check it out. And then it just kept doing well. It was
Mhm.
just a movie that didn't really go away from January to March. So yeah, it wasn't a movie with a big opening weekend or anything like that. It
Surprised,
wasn't ever really going to be.
surprised
Unlike,
a Bond
well,
movie didn't do
Tomorrow
well.
Never Dies was not good.
No,
So
that's fair. That's fair.
but it was coming off of GoldenEye, so a lot of people were excited for it when it first came out. Just like Jurassic Park, everyone was excited.
Yeah, like
Man,
the Lost World.
Spielberg's got another one coming out. Let's go see the Lost World Jurassic Park. May 23rd, 1997, $73 million budget, made $618 million worldwide. So, hey, it maybe wasn't the on the level of Jurassic Park as far as the money making, but it was still a giant hit. And this thing, it was only nominated for one Oscar compared to the first one, which got three. It did not win that one for best visual effects.
Shocker.
This one, with a lot more of a focus on Dr. Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, of course, starring Julianne Moore, Pete Postlewaite, and Vince Vaughn, of all people, in this thing. And I hate this movie.
Yep.
I don't get my rage on too much. And I thought I will say I thought I would hate it more than I did.
Thought it was gonna be an F.
Because I remember the first time I watched it, I gave it an F. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, it's not an F. And I don't really think it ever flirted with being an F, but that still doesn't mean that this movie isn't awful and isn't a giant disappointment. And this is the first time in quite a minute, if not since Little Man, which
Oh,
just a different era
We'll-
of
I can't
press
believe-
we'll
play
put that in
action.
the back of our minds.
I can't
Yeah.
believe we did Little Man and whatever movie we did with that. Cause
We did Little Man and we did The French Connection. We paired Little Man with a Best Picture winner, Brandon. we need to get back to just randomly
did
doing shit.
French
Jurassic
Connection
Park
too.
should have been paired with Jack and Jill.
So I'm going to start off with my first three gripes of this film.
Oh, please
got
do.
three?
One right off the bat is the title.
it's a stupid
What's
title.
what's so
Looking-
fucking lost about it?
No,
What's so
Here-
lost?
no,
about
here's the
it?
thing. For as a whole franchise, there's so much consistency except for this. You have Jurassic Park, The Lost World: Jurassic Park, then Jurassic Park 3, then Jurassic World blah, Jurassic World blah, Jurassic World blah. Why the fuck was this one The Lost World then Jurassic Park?
It
makes
should have
no
been
sense.
either The Lost World or Jurassic Park 2. The Lost World,
Or
Jurassic Park.
The Lost World. Why would you have it the other way around? It makes no
So,
sense. It bothers my OCD.
oh, it bothers
Yeah,
mine
that's true,
too. I don't even have OCD. It just bothers me. Look, what's so lost about it? Everyone knows it fucking exists. But they played it up in the
Wait,
media.
you
and,
had
like, took it
three
away?
complaints and then stopped after one.
Yeah, well, you guys were talking. I was gonna
Sorry.
interrupt.
Continue, please continue. It's probably the same complaints.
Well,
I have.
to your point with the title of the Lost World, I think they were inferring to the fact that it's lost as in it was abandoned, so it was lost. So they're kind of
Good. It should have been abandoned. Why the fuck are people on that
That
island?
goes into my second complaint. Is the plot of this was the cheapest plot that you can put into this, where you have, oh hey, by the way, we have a whole nother island that we just didn't happen to mention. Like,
Oh my god, it's just
Like,
unreal.
it's getting
We had a-
close
we
to
had
the
a backup
somehow
island.
Palpatine returned kind
Right.
of like just plot device. I just
Yeah.
like why
We
why
had a
was this the
backup
decision?
island.
Why was this the storyline we had to do of, hey, we fucked up on the first one, but hey, don't worry, we have a second one that has more dinosaurs on it. We're gonna go there now. And then the third thing,
I don't mind that
Is
quite as
the-
much. Maybe it's just because
I don't
I've
hate it.
seen
it was just
the
a
other
cheap-
movies.
It was a cheap plot point.
Yeah, I don't hate the backup island because I understand that, like, well, if this island works, then we can make more money off of like this island.
Yes.
But at the same time, let's make sure the first one works.
Yes.
Like, let's make sure people don't die. Oh wait, 4 people died. Just sweep it under the rug. Mediator. Like, let's find a way to find this out. Go ahead and finish your third one, because I guarantee you it's something that I have a complaint for.
So
go ahead.
My third point is the overall concept of the movie, and the fact that they're basically being sent to this island to pretty much track down the dinosaurs, like to see who's there,
Well,
like, take pictures and document.
Multiple characters have different motives for being on this island.
Yes, but
Vince Vaughn's money.
Yes,
Goldblum's Malcolm's is saving his
but that's
girlfriend.
the thing. But Jeff Goldblum's character was essentially sent there to help document the dinosaurs and help out.
After they made him look terrible and slandered him in the press and all this stuff.
But it's just like, you have, of the 3 original cast members, Jeff Goldblum was a mathematician. Why would you not go after the 2 paleontologists who literally get hard-ons looking for dinosaurs? Why would you not choose them to go on this little expedition?
They must have said we're out. There must have not been
my guess
of money.
Jeff Goldblum wanted more money, and they're like, yeah, we're just going to cut all these other characters out, and we're just going to give Jeff Goldblum more money.
Because Jeff Goldblum is the best
like
part.
That, but I feel like he was hot enough at that point that he was probably could have just been like, yeah, give me more money.
That might have been it. They're like, Independence Day
that really
just
might
hit.
have been it.
Yeah.
But let's be honest with ourselves. What is he going to do as a mathematician in this scenario? Like, same with Vince Vaughn.
It was silly. The whole plot is ridiculous, and the fact that, again, the kid trope from the last movie, he has a random kid just dropped off right before he goes on this expedition.
I love that.
Nah, this one was really stupid.
His daughter is just dropped off
and serves no purpose.
No.
Well, no, she does serve a purpose, Mitchell.
It's the stupidest shit. No, I cannot say it's okay. Kids in this franchise from here on out are the kiss of death. Because almost every single movie has them, and my God, I mean, Jurassic World, kids, bad element of the movie. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. You want to hear me go off? I'm going to save that shit. Keep it in my back pocket because I got a fucking
Jurassic
rant
World,
for you for this.
The park was set up. There's a reason for kids to fucking be there.
No, that's a fair point. That is a really fair point.
She's just like, oh, I just kind of
she's like, you don't
stuck
love
around.
Me.
It's like she's Murphin Interstellar at the beginning of the movie. Like, no. You don't think, hey, check to make sure my fucking kid isn't here.
That's another thing is we're this elite team going into where's the safety checks? Where is the safety checks?
And also, I didn't realize that how much Ian Malcolm, I guess, is like a minion in that, wow, I really don't need him to have his own movie. You work so much better as a side character than you do as the main plot of the movie. Because just like the minions...
point?
I like them better when they're off doing their little stupid ass side event, and even then, after a point, I got really sick of them. But Ian Malcolm, just as the main character, I didn't like him. I didn't want to follow his character anymore. I didn't like anyone that was sharing the screen with him. And another thing that these movies run into, kids, terrible. Whenever these movies really try to... I'm going to try to pick my words carefully because I don't want it to sound like I'm against environmentalism. You know, protecting our environment is an extremely important thing, and I think that there's a lot of stuff that people are doing that's going to have major negative impacts down the line. However, whenever they really try to get the environmental message into this franchise, they don't do a great job with it. And it takes away from the movie. They tried to do that with some of the Jurassic World sequels, and they try to almost have like a we need to conserve the dinosaurs because they're here. And it's just such a strange message for this series that basically started as like, hey, we were so preoccupied with whether or not we could that we didn't stop to think if we should. That's what it should be. These
Yeah.
things are scary, and we can't coexist with them.
So, I will say, this movie is based off of Michael Crichton's book. Like, he does have a
The
book called
first
The Lost
movie.
World.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
this
realized
is
it was
based
one-
off a book. When we get to Jurassic Park 3, they're just flying by the seat of their pants.
Oh, you'll see.
It's
You'll-
continuity. Yeah,
You'll see that.
there's continuity there, but they're just flying. You know, they don't have material anymore.
There's a scene
But
I can't wait to talk about in that movie with you guys.
that is a great point. But the Lost World, it just feels like they don't have any material, and yet I know they had material because it was a book.
Yeah,
So
it
like,
does
what did
feel.
Michael? What did he do? What did Crichton do? Like, I just.
This movie does not have the pace that that the first movie did, because it does feel so much like they're just kind of making it up as they go along.
Just making shit up.
And I think that Spielberg was kind of on autopilot with this. This is definitely one of his weaker directed movies as far as I'm concerned.
This seemed like one of those, and I don't want to
Paycheck.
compare this. Yeah, I don't want to compare this to Joker 2, but it's almost like you have to make the sequel. And he's like, do I have to? I'll show you.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do something that is going to surprise you.
Don't you dare defend that movie.
Because I think Joker 2 is worse than this. I think they're close.
I mean, I think they're both on the same level.
But the thing about Joker 2 is, like, I think Todd Phillips actually put his ass into, like, this awful vision. He tried, but the idea was just terrible.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt like no one was really trying.
No,
You know?
that's my point.
In
It's
that
like,
movie, at least I could feel an effort. It's awful, but someone's trying.
right.
I don't even feel that here.
In this one, it feels like someone told Spielberg to make the movie, and he was like,
He didn't want to
"Do
make
I
it.
have to?"
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like he read the book, The Lost World, and was like, "I don't have enough to go off of. Like this is better in book form than it is in movie form." Like,
It's
I
like they
don't
said,
have enough
hey,
material."
if you make this movie, we're going to give you whatever budget you want for Saving Private Ryan.
yeah,
And he said,
that's-
you know what? Cool.
Cool.
I'll make this work.
which he's Spielberg, so why does he need to do that? But here we are. I mean,
Yeah, it'd be kind of like if they told Christopher Nolan, like, hey, before you make the Odyssey, you've got to make The Dark Knight comes back again somehow. And
well, no, what they would do is they would make Robin or they would make Batman Beyond is what they would actually do.
I mean, you missed
They
the
would make
point,
it,
but
they
sure.
would make they would
Yeah.
make the what I'm saying is what I'm saying is if they were to like make Nolan do something and they were like, you have to do another Batman, the only thing Nolan could do is either do Robin or basically do like another Batman that isn't Bruce Wayne, because I don't think he wants to touch the Dark Knight. You know what I mean?
We gotta talk about the conclusion of this thing.
And that's my whole point, Mitchell. Is I feel like because he made the sequel, he messed up the first one. Like, why? Like, what is going
I don't know
on?
if you can do that, but I understand why you
the
would
ending of this
think
movie.
that.
Let's just get to it. The conclusion. What in God's name is happening? Why are they in San Diego? Why are they trying to open another theme park? Why are there more dinosaurs?
How have they done it so quickly? They
How
already
many
have like
people-
facilities.
How many people have died? Like, what is? And
They don't
they're
even have
doing
the
this under-
dinosaurs there yet.
They're doing this under everyone's nose. Is that what it is? They're just like, oh, taxpayers, look the other way as we build a dinosaur theme park underneath your face. Like, I don't. What is going on? Like, why? What? Why San Diego? Like, I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm losing my mind. What?
Well, they
And then
already
the-
said why
the-
San Diego.
The gymnastics routine that
Yeah, man, that was rough.
can we just? I mean,
just
Yay.
the whole dialogue where Malcolm basically is like, humans and dinosaurs just now have to coexist. Like that was the ending of the movie.
why?
No, they don't.
What are we talking about? They have to coexist. You should get these dinosaurs onto an island by themselves, and no one ever goes there, and they live. What?
Also,
Dinosaurs can't swim like that. Like, what are
when
we
the
talking about right now?
when the T-Rex was in San Diego.
Oh,
Which
that was amazing. I mean, if they would have made a skate park in San Diego, I would have been there.
I just marvel at the fact that there's a T-Rex walking through a neighborhood and everyone's asleep.
Mm.
No
They
one's
must
like
have.
there's no news helicopter. I understand it's not like 25 when people would be trying to make TikToks with the dinosaur or deport it or something.
Oh,
You
that guy get? You see that guy get eaten? Just like
yeah,
selfie.
exactly. Yeah, no, it was a very different time, but I'm pretty sure people would realize, oh shit, there's a dinosaur, and it wouldn't just be like
Right.
Martha and Jim asleep with little Timmy in the other room.
The
Like,
Godzilla must have attacked like 2 weeks before or something. That must have been what it
yeah. There must have been a nuke that went off a month prior. Godzilla came 2 weeks prior, and they're like, oh, shit, just a T-Rex? All right, I'm getting my
it doesn't breathe.
I need my 8 hours.
Fire?
Yeah,
it doesn't breathe fire out of its mouth. We're good.
I think I'm gonna be all right. Because that took me out of it a little bit, because this movie wasn't able to get me to feel, because this movie doesn't get you the feel that the first movie does. That because Spielberg does kind of feel a little bit like, all right, let me just make what I need to make here and then move on to Saving Private Ryan. I'm already planning out the D-Day sequence because I'm sure as fuck not putting any of that into this.
Are just collaborating already.
Yeah,
like we're there. I mean,
I'm on the phone with Tom right now.
I got it. I don't even hate. This is gonna sound bad. I don't even hate Vince Vaughn's character.
Neither do I.
I don't like hate him. I actually think he might be the second best character in the movie, but that's not saying much.
I think he's the best character in this movie, but that doesn't mean I think he's like great or anything. I think he's mid. Which, by the way, kids, mid means middle of the road, not bad.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we're not gonna get Jurassic Park ever again in this franchise.
What?
But why? I'm saying like the capturing Jurassic Park ever again. I don't think we're gonna get there. But why do dinosaurs and humans have to coexist? What concept is this? Michael would be appalled if that's not the point of his books. The point of his books is not for them to coexist. It's to be like, oh, this science fiction project went wrong and it killed people. We should stop it. But instead, we have a continuation of people just trying to make this like a reality, and it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life.
I think Michael Crichton's thought process would be, yes, I like money. Yeah. Please, more money, please.
Oh, it's based on Jurassic Park? Check. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Might be my check, yeah. Oh, man.
They did some Hunger Games shit where he wrote Jurassic Park in 1990, then the movie came out in 1993.
And then they were like, please write another book.
The Lost World came out in 1995, and they made that movie 2 years later. They did some Hunger Games shit where it's like, can you please write another book? We'd like to make more money, please. And he's like, shit, what else am I going to do?
I guess we'll get to the Hunger Games movies at some point in this podcast. But I mean, I feel like those movies, like, there's real thought behind it, or like people actually care. Whereas, like Mitchell again making good points. It feels like no one cares in this movie. As always, Tommy. Feels like nobody cares in this movie, which is sad because the first one is so good. I'm just gonna go ahead and give my grade. Can I just give my grade?
Give your grade.
D minus 15.2.
Ooh.
It wasn't an F.
Very close to an F, though.
But I don't think it might be the biggest fall off from a sequel. It's
up there.
I think Joker 2 is like at a similar fall off. And like that to me is just, we're just collecting paychecks at that point. So yeah, I don't like it. I don't love it. I don't have much else to say about it.
Tommy?
I gave it a D, 80%.
Okay, fair.
I gave The Lost World, Jurassic Park. I kind of came in the middle of you two. I gave it a D, 1.74.
I'll just give it a D
Wow.
minus.
So I was
Just give it a D
very
minus.
close to a D minus, and Brandon, Joker 2 was a D minus 93.37. So I did kind of think about that a little bit, just from the sake of like it was in the same ballpark for me.
Right.
Um, it came
It's just
in.
like Joker is so good, and you're like, I want more of this.
I
And
still
then when
need
you
to
get more of it,
rewatch
you're
Joker
like,
now.
right.
Now that the hype has died down, but this is the second lowest grade that I've given a movie that we've reviewed.
I mean, I
The
that doesn't
lowest
shock me.
the lowest grade that I've given, of course, was Little Man. I don't really
Now
know
You See
if
Me Too
anything.
was
No, no,
not.
oh no, those were like D plus movies. Like Now You See Me Too, and then like the Hobbit movies. Like those were in, the C minus D plus range. This is D minus, and it might be a minute before we get back into that, or it might not be, because if you're good at context clues and just listening to what people fucking tell you, um, then you'll know that Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World are the movies that we're going to be talking about next week. Now, this is still the Steven Spielberg corner or era or whatever, but neither of those movies are Spielberg. As he said, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm going to go do other stuff.
I
I'll,
think that's what we should do with this series. We should just be like, fuck this.
nah,
We're
because
out.
we also got to prepare for Jurassic World Afterbirth or whatever the hell it's called.
Rebirth.
It's same thing. It might as well be Jurassic World. I mean, the only thing giving me hope, it's the director of Rogue One and the creator, and it stars Mahershala Ali. So
Oh, is
there
Chris Pratt back?
hell no, no.
He should be.
Fuck you for saying that. No. But we'll get into my thoughts on the Jurassic World movies next week, but really the week after that is when I get to go and stick the knife in. I mean, give my thoughts and opinions. But Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World coming up next week. As always, looking forward to talking to you guys next week. Create your own opinion on these movies if you haven't seen them already. If you haven't seen Jurassic Park, where the fuck have you been? But talk to you next week.